Okay, I want to make sure you get a good example because there's a lot of folks that are suffering with the honey locust and the different locust plants. These here are the same type of tree. Okay, and you see how there's no branches around the base? It'll eventually get like that with no branches around the base. So if you're on a smaller plant, cutting all the lower limbs off and favoring one trunk, it'll grow pretty straight. But the plant doesn't know the difference between the trunk shaded out or animal grazed it. As long as it has that top, say, as long as it has that top, it has the photosynthesis you can see over there. And what we're going to be able to do is force a straighter and a more sturdy. It's going to put all of its energy into that vertical growth. And by putting all that energy into that vertical and that girth, increasing its girth, we're going to create ourselves some fence posts right there in the garden. See, I was all the way up there near that little shrubbery spot. If you keep cutting locusts, you're going to get shrubs. But if you let it grow, or in fact grow other plants around it, now here's something interesting. It's a nitrogen fixing tree. So we could also, with that little shrub area, there's actually an area down the side, we could start planting fruit trees around it and they basically crowd them out with fruit trees. Now, see all these locusts right here? There's a couple, there's 3 right there on the screen. Okay? Now, what we're going to do, because we don't want the shade in the garden area, okay? So what we're going to do is we're only going to let them get so tall, and either we use an orchard ladder, and you can see there that V is. Well, when it's fall and all the leaves are off, we cut that V, okay? We just cut it off, leave about 1 inch of a stub, and come fall, that thing's going to blow a bunch of shoots out. Now, it's not going to get weighted down. A lot of these are leaning and stuff because they are weighted down and the wind's on them. It will stay nice and straight, and it will put a big puffy top on it. It'll put a bunch of greens on it, and then it's going to take the rest of its energy, and rather than spreading out its roots, it's going to take the rest of its energy and it's going to fatten itself up. So we are literally growing fence posts. Now again, if I cut one of these plants off at the surface and there's enough light, there'll be little plants all over the damn place. And you can actually see some honey locusts in the woods a little further back that are thicker and probably ready to be cut out as fence posts. I think Scott said he's going to take that big tree out of there for a project. But essentially, it's a very durable post, and it's very tightly grained, and it'll last forever. The leaves are edible for your animals, so if I cut this off right here, and then I go up a little bit higher, maybe where it's damaged, and I cut off the branches and we do what's called pollard, it's gonna, if I do that the right time of the season, it will actually bloom out and make a really good post. Now, what happens if you do that in the wrong time of the season? Well, guess what? You accidentally kill the tree. And then it's dead. You don't have to worry about it. So up there, we're going to prune and select a single trunk. And actually, I'm going to magically transport myself all the way up there so I can show you the next step.